everybody, and we're back to Dino's Night Out. I got today in studio 2 guests, also my friends. I know them for a long time. We got Joe Ferlita and Joseph Ferlita. Joe is a senior, the guy directly to the left of me, and then we have his son Joseph. So they're going to talk a little bit today about something that's kind of neat. It's about making money. I think everybody wants to make money, wouldn't you say, guys?
I would think in today's economy, yes.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. So we're going to, let them really just take the stage away in just a few moments. But I've known Joe for, God, too many years. I mean, God.
Yeah.
We've known each other through different Italian-American organizations, the Knights of Columbus. He's like a second father, actually, to me. And one of the things I always boaster about here with this job and this position, I get to go on the radio, which is kind of cool. And I get to be here with my friends. So I'm comfortable. Hopefully they're comfortable. And
he's like a father and I'm like a brother.
No, you're definitely my brother. Absolutely. But it's, you ought to see the beautiful functions. Every Sunday is an event. But that's Italian households. We're all like that. Right. So you know what? Joe and Joseph are involved in a company called Amway. And if you haven't heard of Amway, you got to be living under a rock. I mean, Amway, they originally started, and I think what they're probably one of the biggest things they were known for was that powdered soap that they had. What was it, CR8 or?
S8.
S8, yeah, there you go. So everybody remembered them for that. And that was, you think we were the talk of the town. Amway was the talk of the town.
Right.
But you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch it right over to Joe. So Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself, number one. And then let's get this going about Amway. Let's see what we can educate some people and start making people some money. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Dino.
Yes, sir.
Well, basically, I've been involved for over 50 years, so it's been a family business we're very excited about. But just to give you some background on the company, it actually goes back 90 years ago, 1934, a company called Neutralite. It was started by Carl Renberg, and that was vitamins and food supplements. It's actually the first company to come out with vitamins and food supplements, and they from plants that they grew on their own farms. Today, Neutralite is a multi-billion-dollar company. They have over 6,000 acres of verified, certified organic farms, and they farm and control their vitamins and food supplements from the seed to the finished product. So we're very excited about having the finest in the world. But that started in 1934, and in 1949, 2 men, Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel, got involved in Neutralite and starting distributing the product. The product they had at the time was called Double X. And today, that product is one of our biggest products that we sell the most of. And Rich and Jay started distributing that product. And that was 1949. In 1959, they started their own company called Amway Corporation, the American Way. So they wanted to provide an opportunity for people to be in their own business without any investment. Today, there is zero investment to get started in your own company, in your own business. So that's kind of exciting. They built this company from 1959, 60 years later. They're about a $9 billion company in over 100 countries. So it gave opportunities for people to start their own business and build it internationally, which is phenomenal because you got 100 countries that you can work with and develop your company and your business with. So I think that's pretty exciting. Joe, you've been involved since you were 5 or 6, right?
So anyway, I have a unique story. I think a lot of people see they see what their parents do for a living, and what's cool about it is truly I saw my parents doing it. It's a lot of times it's a family business, and husbands and wives, people do it single, and they build a business for themselves and their family, and their family's a lot of times very involved. So I got a unique experience of everyone around me, no matter what, they were in they were part of our company, and it was an exciting life. A lot of goal setting, and I saw a lot of achievements. I saw a lot of people making a lot of money that were from all walks of life, and so I always thought it was a fun life, you know. So that was kind of cool. That was just, I think the best part of it is the values that we were always taught, and with our company, with Amway also, their values were the same, and it was just a nice environment for a family to grow up in. And I think that's what people need more now than ever, is they need to be around people that if you're a person that has kids, you want your kids to hang around good, positive people. And I think that as parents, that we should walk that walk also, and be proud to have our children be around our business partners. And I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, in today's world, pensions, they're gone. There's no such thing as pensions, something that you pass down.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something, and just to be real honest, I've been an IBO myself for several years, and a lot of benefits to the program, and I've done pretty decent with it, actually. I just haven't exercised it as much as maybe I could. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I do know about Amway is you could be as involved and as proactive as you want to be, or you could be laid back and just take it as a stroll and
Absolutely.
and do what you want. But one of the things that's important, Joe, you said it, family. Family is real important to everybody. And this is like a family. But the business you build, if I'm not mistaken, you're able to pass it down to your children, and down the ways.
There are ways.
Exactly.
There are ways to do that. Yes.
And a lot of businesses such as this, you're not able to. If you're in this type of
Absolutely.
marketing type of thing, it just goes to the wayside. Well, he's gone. Okay,
That's
it's
right.
what you put together.
That's right.
So, God forbid, whenever the day comes with Joe, you're able to put his business and your business together.
Correct.
And then be that strong. And now you're even building something stronger for your son that I know is starting to weed his way into the
There's
business.
just many, many examples of legacy businesses that go from generation to generation that are 3 generations strong now.
How many businesses do that?
Not
I can't
many.
think of
Not many.
I mean, what's cool about it is, it's low overhead and no employees. So I think...
And no inventory.
Now there's no inventory. Back in the day, you had inventory.
Yeah, we had to run a warehouse.
There was a lot
today.
of things, but because of the internet and shipping and everything else, there's no inventory. So basically, you could truly build a money machine that creates, volume.
You could run it
every single month.
Your whole business could be run right off.
It's all right off
Right
your
off
phone.
your
Right off
phone.
your
Right
telephone.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing.
And with Zoom today, we can build it internationally very easily and communicate with people in our business and our group. And Dino, you mentioned IBO. That means independent business owner. We own our own business. We're all independent business owners. And we talk about family, and the 4 pillars of Amway is faith, family, hope, and reward. So that's what the company believes in. Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel are just 2 tremendous people that started this company and added a lot to their community. I mean, if you go to Grand Rapids, Michigan today, you'll see everything from the hospital, the Van Andel Research Center and the DeVos centers and the DeVos, the Amway Hotel, the Amway Grand Plaza Hotel, and the whole downtown area is DeVos and Van Andel all over the place. So they really gave back to the community.
And I witnessed, again, by going to the different meetings over at your home, and you would have those people. They'd have these people. Joe would have them at his home, and they're so humble and just real people. They'd make like a potluck. It wasn't like they put on a big, we're going to have shrimp and lobster and fillets,
Right.
and believe me, they've got the money to do so. This company has got, the resources that they could do that if they want, but that's not who they are. I mean, there's time and place for it.
Actually, what's interesting.
But I thought that was neat.
It is, and it's a simple business. So if I were, so a lot of times when you're building an Amway business, you don't ever want someone to say, well, I can't do what you do. But if I can have someone over to my home and show them the opportunity or the compensation plan and the products, I know that I could do it just with, you know, a styrofoam cup of coffee, you know, and some donuts or something like that. You know, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be big, so everybody can do it. So I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I think that's really neat. And those you can't see on the YouTube or here, but the third Joe just showed up now, Joseph's son. How you doing, Joe? Good, how are you? Oh, glad to see you.
Yeah, so my kids are also, they love hearing about stories about our company and so forth. And so my daughter Natalie is 17, Joseph is 18, and when you're 18, you can start building a business. So Natalie's just waiting. So she loves the products, though.
No, and that's what this is. This is just exactly that. This is family. You're the four pillars that you're discussing.
Yeah.
You're showing them right here, right,
Right.
Yeah.
right live.
Yeah.
So it's not. There's no smoke and mirrors.
Absolutely.
And you know what type of people though could join Amway?
Well, anybody can join. I think what happens is there's a lot of people that are looking to diversify. They have careers. My background was I was in the pharmaceutical industry for 20 plus years. I own Platinum Team Realty in Barrington, so I'm a managing broker owner of a real estate company. I also own an radon testing company, and you know, so that's another thing that I do. And then I have this company too. So when you're an entrepreneur and you want to diversify and you want to make more money, what better opportunity than to build something that does have no overhead, does have no employee, and basically you could win just by your sweat equity in which you put the work in and you can create income. And I think that's probably one of the best things in the world. When I'm in real estate, I pay a lot of fees to the association. I pay insurance. I licensing and doing tests and CE classes and all this type of stuff. And then my radon testing company also the same thing. I mean, there's a lot of government, licensing things that you have to do. In this business, you don't really need to do anything. So you could be a barber, you could be a person that's a business owner, you could be a doctor, a lawyer, a pilot, whatever you want to do, and you can create income. And I think that's the most important thing. A lot of teachers, And
we'll talk in just a little bit
Yeah.
how some people even transition out of
Absolutely.
the list of jobs you have.
Absolutely.
And you could actually make this
Absolutely.
the main line.
There's no question.
We have a phone call right now.
Right on.
Do you mind taking a quick call?
Okay.
Sure.
And caller, you're on the line. Go ahead.
This is the Dutchman. I want to thank these guys. I'm an Amway salesman from way back. I mean, I used to sell it all the time. I still buy it. Your silicone glaze I use
Oh, yeah.
for my boat.
Right on.
I use that stuff. The stuff that's out there. I use it constantly.
Awesome.
It makes my '89 boat look like brand new.
Awesome.
That's great.
Well, we
That's
appreciate
great.
that.
Well, that's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, Amway has been good. In fact, I didn't even get started in it right away. My mother-in-law, actually got me started in it way back in the 70s,
Nice.
1970s.
Nice.
And I've been using what I can ever since. I did
Good.
do it for a while as my full-time job, but I had things changed. I moved across the country. Now I'm in a different spot. But I still buy the stuff for laundry. I still buy it all the time. But it's a great networking job too. I mean,
Absolutely.
I met so many people over the years with that. Just getting the networking meetings together and exactly what you guys said, potluck and all that. That we always had a great time. But
That's
thanks
great.
again, guys. Amway, in my book, Amway is one of the best entrepreneurship jobs you can get.
That's
Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you so much
Hey,
for
thank
that.
you very
Thank
much
you.
for your
And
call.
I love
Bye-bye.
hearing stories like that because there's so many of them. And just like you said, when you could be really involved one day and decide to just, do other things the other, and you'll be cool. So, yeah.
All right, listen, you know what that music means. That means it's time for a quick break. You're listening to WRMN 1410 on the AM dial. Stay tuned. We're going to be back in just a little bit, and we're going to be talking to Joe, Joseph, maybe the other Joe too. And then we also got Ted Ostrom's going to be with us, and an Art Hutzinger. So stay tuned. WRMN 1410.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. Karen Sheepers had reason to celebrate April the 15th, 1983. A recent job promotion, $1,200 tax return in the bank, final payment made on her bright yellow Toyota Celica. The 23-year-old Elgin woman headed to a bar in Carpentersville for a night out with co-workers. The gathering lasted till the early morning hours. Karen left the bar at sometime after 1 a.m. and vanished without a trace. There have been no credible sightings since. No phone calls, no letters, no sign of her car. No one's ever used her social security number. No one has touched her bank accounts. This was written by the Daily Herald today, and that will be discussed on the new podcast, Somebody Knows Something, presented by the Elgin Police Department and produced right here by WRMN Radio. Stay tuned for details on when the program will air next week, right here on the Talk of the Town. And as we head into the sports weekend, even though North Central College is heading to its fifth straight Division III championship game, it's accurate to say the Cardinals out of Naperville still aspire to reach the level of their opponent. North Central will face Mount Union from Ohio in the Stag Bowl at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. The game will be on ESPN. Mount Union will be playing in its 23rd title game and is seeking its 14th national title, by far the most in Division III. The Raiders went to 11 straight championship games between 2005 and 2015 and have won 3 straight titles twice. At the same time, the North Central Cardinals are a strong favorite to bring home a third national title back to Naperville. Not only has North Central been ranked number 1 all season, they rolled past Susquehanna of Pennsylvania 66-0 in the semifinals. We'll see who won. I'll report it Monday morning on the first shift. Keep it right here on the Talk of the Town.
Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network. Are you 18 to 24 looking for a hands-on job leading to a career? Have you considered manufacturing? BCS, Business and Career Services, can help. The Manufacturing Careers Internship Program helps you gain work experience while earning money. You will obtain OSHA safety and forklift certifications. At BCS, there's also job placement and retention support. All services are free. BCS has locations in Cook and Kane County. Find out more today at bcsillinois.org or call 224-545-0765. BCS, strengthening communities, building careers. Accepting applications now. 224-545-0765.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 23. Temperatures falling to around 20. Gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 10. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 20. Currently, it is 24 and partly cloudy. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
IBM will become the official global partner of UFC, the world's premier mixed martial arts organization. Together, IBM and UFC are pioneering a product to revolutionize analytics and information in live sports. This includes unique insights and advanced analysis of live bouts, fighter tendencies, projections of possible outcomes, and method of victory, all of which will be engineered to update in real-time on-screen data. This partnership marks a pivotal win, not only for UFC and IBM, but also for fans around the world who will experience the sport in a whole new way. Sponsored by IBM.
You're listening to Dino's Night Out, WRMN 1410 AM. And we're not going to let that music play, but we're going to shut that music down pretty quick because I got some exciting guests in here today, and I want to give them every minute I possibly can. And I've already got a caller that's in, so we're going to join him. We now have Joe and Joseph. Your mics are live right now.
Okay.
Right
And
on.
then give me a second, and I'm going to try and get our other caller. And there you go, caller. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Ted Ostrom.
Hey,
Ted Ostrom, how are you?
All
Welcome
right.
to the show.
Thank you very much. I've been listening, and it's been quite entertaining and fascinating, frankly.
Well, that's what we want to hear.
I personally know both Joe and Joseph. I used to live in the Chicagoland area out in St. Charles, and so I'm quite familiar with the area. I'm in southeast Illinois at this time, have been for the last 25 years. When I first saw this Amway marketing plan that was shown by a complete stranger, I was 23 years old. I was a swimming coach and a high school teacher. And I was totally disinterested. I wanted nothing to do with it. I had just started my career. Again, in my first year teaching, I landed a great job at Stevenson High School and was the coach of the boys and the girls teams and other aquatics programs. My wife of 1 year at that time was very interested in it. And the primary reason was the only people we knew in the Chicagoland area after moving from central Iowa, where I grew up, was a friend of my wife's from back when she was living in a small town in Iowa, a farm town. And it became obvious that she was afraid, my wife was afraid that her friend was going to become successful and that my wife didn't want to be left behind. And they kept talking about, my friend kept talking about, oh, he was so excited about this new car he was going to buy and everything else. And I just couldn't see myself doing something like that. I was a swimming coach, and I didn't have the time because my first workouts started at 6 o'clock every morning. Then I had to teach from 8 until 4, and then I had another workout for my team after school. So I was working a full 12-hour day. There just isn't any time to add on to that unless you find a reason. And my reason was, number one, I wanted to keep my wife happy.
Yeah, that's number one.
Very important.
Yes, and that's literally why I got involved with a ton of disinterest. But if I'm going to do something, I wanted to do it as well as I could. So I didn't know anybody in the area. So the idea was to build a team. Because that's the whole concept of time leverage. When they were explaining time leverage to me, I realized this could work for me simply because it's built for people that don't have time.
Right.
Because you're using a team and their time, and it's just amazing how the thing expands. Just a quick example. I sponsored a couple who were a husband and wife. They were husband and wife flight attendants for United. Matter of fact, when they had their child a few years later, we became their godparents. That's how close people get with this business. They went out and bought a private plane for themselves. It was an old Cessna, and they were all excited about it, but they didn't know how to fly. So they found a guy at the airport out in St. Charles that would teach him how to fly. And he was a very unusual instructor in that he could teach people how to fly old planes, DC-10s, all kinds of things. And so they learned how to fly through him, and they showed him the business. Well, a CEO of a business in Japan wanted to learn how to fly DC-10s. So he flew to St. Charles, not by himself. I mean, he flew commercial to St. Charles and learned how to fly. He took lessons from this pilot instructor. He got in the business because the pilot instructor not only taught him to fly, he taught him how to build this business. So he goes back to Japan, and there's a reason he was the CEO of a big company there, because he just turned the business on its head. And suddenly I started getting checks from Amway, and it said Japan on them. I had never seen this before. I thought it was a mistake. I called up Amway Corporation. I said, I think there may have been a mistake. I think I got somebody else's check or something because we didn't have computers back then. So they had to go back through their paperwork. And they said, no, that is yours. You've got a big business in Japan. When I was sleeping at night, my business was growing on the other side of the world. That's time leverage.
That's a good thing.
It's a real good thing, Ted.
I was able to retire at the age of 25 but I left teaching after 2 years. Teaching just couldn't pay me enough. My first year at teaching at Stevenson High School, the salary was $9,250.
Wow.
Try living on that. So I decided to diversify, and I ended up doing it for well over 20 years there in the Chicagoland area before I moved. But I developed 5 or 6 other businesses since over that period of time, all completely different. But the unique thing about Amway and why I'm back in it is because it is literally a financial engine. I used to counsel all kinds of businesses. I was a volunteer for an organization called SCORE for 10 years. SCORE is an organization that is part of the United States Small Business Administration. And we are a group of volunteers of retired business people or executives who volunteer our time because we've got the skills to help other people start a business. Not Amway businesses, but just business in general. So I've helped hundreds of people in Illinois start their own businesses of different kinds, and nothing beats the Amway business as far as it being a financial engine. Any engine needs fuel. Our fuel is like the vitamins Joe was talking about. The products are our fuel. We've got the best cosmetics, the best food supplements and vitamin products available on the market, and we can prove it. And we've got the Amway products themselves, and they're all consumable, and they're all disposable. I don't have to look for customers. They like the products, just like you were talking about, Dean. And so they come back and they buy them again. I don't spend time with retail. I spend time in expanding my business. Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
You know, one of the impressive things, and I've always loved to bring up, is you talk about the vitamins. And, I mean, it's all organic. And instead of pesticides and, any type of negative, I don't know what you want to call it, poisons. They find out, like, for instance, if a certain type of beetle is eating away at the crops, they find another organic insect of the sort that will essentially eliminate that insect that's causing the problem, so that you don't have pesticides involved. And it's just really amazing. When I heard about that, the organic farm that they have, I was like, oh my gosh.
Certified organic.
Certified, no less.
It's important.
Okay.
Certified organic.
There you are. But that in itself just made me understand that they go to great lengths just to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, I just think with Nutrilite, I mean, what a company that is. They, like you said, they make all the different vitamins, supplements, ashwagandha to protein powders to just about all the immune builders. It's so important. Now, what happened back in 2020 when COVID hit? Most businesses were failing. You weren't allowed to have customers come to your restaurant. You weren't able to do anything. And a lot of companies really failed. And our company grew because people were able to build it on Zoom, and all the Nutrilite products and the immune builder products and all these different products, just people kept buying and buying and buying to keep their immune system better. And it was a phenomenal time.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And Joe, you have a similar story to where you were able to do this as well as your full-time thing. As Ted's doing.
Yeah, I worked the business on a part-time. I used to work for Motorola. It's actually the first person to go to the Schaumburg plant and open it up. First person there. Now that building's gone, but my business is still running.
Yeah, you're doing well.
I started out working there. Worked in the stock room actually when I got started, and ended up working directly for the vice president of the company in motivation and development. And the things that I learned from this business helped me grow in the company. So and then I retired after about 3.5 years.
Yeah.
So it's been quite an experience being full time in the business and having a lot of freedom to do the things we wanted to do. So, anyways, go ahead, Ted.
Neutralite is probably one of my favorite product lines. I was introduced to vitamins and food supplements back when I was a little kid. I grew up in Iowa City, but my grandfather, who was a dentist, was in Des Moines. And my parents, to save money on kids' dental bills, would take me to my dad's dad, and he would work on my teeth. And he was a very good dentist. Matter of fact, he became president of the American Dental Association. And he would insist. He had a closet in his dental office that was literally stacked with bottles of vitamins. And he insisted that I take these on a regular basis and so forth. And I was a kid. I didn't know how important they were or whether they would actually do anything for me. And so occasionally, I'd start getting a little lax and I wouldn't take my vitamins. And when I'd have to go back to see my grandfather for a dentist appointment, I learned that he could tell if I had not been taking my vitamins. And I couldn't figure that out. I thought he was a mind reader. I'm just a little kid. And how did he know I wasn't taking my vitamins? And I learned later when he told me it was because of the way my gums would bleed when he would work on me. If you're taking your vitamins, your gums don't bleed like mine were. And so I was convinced at that point that vitamins and food supplements are really something that's important. 57% of Americans take vitamins and food supplements. It is such a huge market. And we also have the energy drinks, the excess energy drinks. I mean, Red Bull, look how much money Red Bull makes. They do over $12 billion a year on just an energy drink. They've got a few flavors, but basically they've got one product. And they sponsor race teams. And they've got extra money to do all kinds of things because that product sells, and it sells again and again and again, just like our excess energy drinks.
And the excess energy is again, natural.
Oh, yeah. There's 6,900% of vitamin B12 in a 12-ounce can of excess energy. You get your energy from vitamins and food supplements. Again, that's some of the things that we're involved in. Just to give you a little background on, I have an article here, it was back in 2013, and it was about companies that had the most patents. And that year, our company was number 11 in the most patents in the United States. To give you we have about 900 research chemists. But the company ranked second among the industry's top 20 research in research intensity. So they do a lot of research in everything that we have. So their research in skincare was one of the top companies to do that kind of research. So this Wall Street Journal article was back, this was written 2013, and it talked about, the company having over 1,000 patents and 700 patent pendings. So we're a very aggressive company when it comes to research and development. And like I said, they have 900 scientists working on a lot of the things that we're dealing with. And the neat thing is they can only buy these products through us. They can't buy them anywhere else. They're not sold in stores. So our company built a $9 billion company in the same plan that we share with people today. We have friends that do billions of dollars a year in business in our business. So they do billions in just the Neutralite artistry and the Amway products. So it's a company that's there and is solid and has value to everything that we have.
What I've witnessed is that, 'cause being involved, I mean, my parents have been involved for over 50 years, me growing up in the Amway business. What I've witnessed is that the key to building is adding on IBOs to your business, building a whole team of people throughout the country, could be throughout the world. But let's say, for an example, 10 years ago or 20 years ago, you built a team of, say, 200 people, and your best product was laundry detergent. Every time there's a new product with the Amway business, more products can flow through your system. So no, it doesn't matter. Whatever is hot, we have a product that is hot. So for an example, in 2013, Excess Energy was a big product. Red Bull started coming along, and we built a business, and we had a lot of volume that was created through an energy drink. Just the last year, I think a big product that people buy now for nutrition is like ashwagandha. Everyone's hearing everything about it. It's on all the TikToks. It's on all of anything. People are talking about it. And sure enough, we have ashwagandha. So you can buy that through our system too. So no matter what it is, whatever's hot, you don't know it's going to be hot in 5 years, but you have a system that can move products throughout your business. And I think that's probably one of the coolest things in the world.
And from what I know of it too, Amway is always cycling in new products.
Yeah, always.
Just to your point,
Yeah.
whatever is hot or in the
Whatever's
area,
hot. Right.
Amway's on top of it. And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want to keep your business
Yeah.
fresh, because look what's going on.
One of their first products that Amway had was a bomb shelter. I mean, it's true, right?
That's right,
Yeah, I
right
mean,
back
they
in
sold back in
16.
60 or 1960, they sold bomb shelters. And after that, there's only so many bomb shelters people could buy.
I remember we were selling satellite dishes that were 14 feet around.
Yeah,
and I lived on acreage,
Right.
so I couldn't get cable.
Right.
I had a 14-foot satellite dish. I was getting stuff
Right.
all over the world,
Right.
and that was a product we sold.
Yeah.
But one of the things that is consistent are the consumables.
Right.
And like Ted was saying earlier, people buy them over and over and over. We have customers for the last 50 years ago that are still buying today the same products over and over and over. So you're not constantly having to find new customers
Right.
because your product lasts for 30 years or goes out of date.
You know what, Joe and Joseph? We lost Ted because we were going to have Art come in on the Zoom, but for whatever reason, he's not. But we do have Art right now. Art, you're on the air if you want to chime in.
Okay. Thanks, Dean.
There you go. So hopefully Ted's going to give us a call back.
Yeah.
If he does, we'll be able to do both of them on at the same time.
Awesome.
And we'll just do it on the call-in line. But folks, I'm going to ask these gentlemen to stick around into our next hour because they're only hitting the surface. They're only at the tip of the iceberg here. And if you want to call in at that point, it's 847-931-1410. 847-931-1410. That is our call-in line. Feel free to call. We have the Image 360 text line, which is 505-926-1410. And we got the Dutchman, one of our regular listeners. He says that he used the Amway products, and he was a part of Amway as well, and he loves it. He did the family business, and he's still doing so. So it's great working, and he loved the presentation and the program that Ted was talking about. So without any further ado, we're going to talk to Art now, Art Huntsinger, and tell us a little bit about your story. Tell us how you got into Amway and, what makes Amway special and important to you and how it works for you.
Well, interesting enough, I've been all my life in the automotive industry, and how I came across the business was someone came in and bought a new Cadillac from me and told me about the idea, and I got started, and it's been an exciting journey. And the interesting thing has been, so long ago when I first got involved, they were at 500 million, and now they're doing 7 billion. So it's
9 billion.
just to look back at these things and see the progression and the growth of a company that is not a public company; it's a privately held. And
Amway reported sales, Art, is 8.9 billion, is what I saw today. And just for a point of reference, we now have Ted back on the line. Ted, you're with us, and we'll let you chime in a minute. But just to let you know, we have everybody back on the phone lines. And I
How
think,
could you
Art, if
somehow
you
upset
have your radio on in the background, you may want to
No, I
turn
don't.
that off because we're getting a little
No,
feedback.
I don't.
Okay. So go ahead, Art. Finish your, I apologize
Yeah.
for interrupting.
So as I got started and gained some good success going through the different steps and being mentored, which is an important thing with this business, is being mentored with people that have been successful that went on before you, and it's never really changed in that manner. The things that are so simple with this business have kept everything going strong, and it doesn't matter the type of economy that we have. I've been through several different economies being in this business that many years, and it doesn't matter if it's peacetime, wartime, good recession, bad recession. The business works whatever, and I pursue the business and knowing that typically, in my mind, everybody is already doing this business. They're already spending money on things they need and use every day, and they're talking to people every day. And what's interesting is you're going to continue to do that until you can't breathe anymore, and you might as well utilize the concept of being able to be out there and adding people into a team system that you have where you can develop a team of business around the world, basically, and develop an income on the side besides what you're doing. And we always seem to say that we look for the busiest person because those are the people that get things done. But
That's the truth.
The products are beyond the best that I'm sure a lot of people that have been a part of the Amway business know. Once you get hooked on their products, you don't want anything else. And one of my mainstreams is the Neutralite and the excess energy. I go through many cases of excess energy, whether it's with customers that I've developed or just people in my organization. So it's been a great thing. Mentally, there's a lot of audio, different things that come along throughout the business through teams that are built to help people develop their organizations and learn different techniques and stuff. But it's been a great business. And now, over the last probably 15, 20 years, I do old classic car restoration, and so it just goes along with no matter what you're doing. We know people that are bankers and lawyers and garbage men and people that work for the post office, and it doesn't matter your profession. It matters if you got a big dream. If you got a big dream, you can get some accomplishment through this. So that's been my outlook for it. It's been great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Art, you mentioned occupations. The person that heads up our organization is called International Connection, or IC, is our group that works together as a team. And the head of our organization is John Vaughn, who was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force and actually a rocket scientist. He had a lot to do with these rockets that are being used today. And it was interesting enough. I was at his, he flew me out to his place out on the ocean there. I can't even think of where the Wright brothers are, actually. And he had a meeting there. Yeah, Outer Banks. And he had a meeting there that we were at.
That's where you were along, Joe.
And we had people from, we had a general there. We had the person that was the Russian negotiator on rockets. And, because of him being in the Air Force, he had communications and friends that were also in the Air Force. So it was interesting the type of people that get involved in this business.
Well, you guys know what that music means, right?
Right.
So we're going to come back in just a few short moments. You're listening to WRMN 1410 right here live, beautiful downtown Elgin at 14 Douglas. We're the talk of the town over here, voice of the valley. You don't want to miss this. Talking to Joe and Joseph. We got Ted and Art, and they're going to talk some more about Amway. Amway's a great business. In today's economy, I think they could show you the way around. So folks, call in. You know the call-in line. Phone number for us over here, 847-931-1410. And get your questions ready, because at the next hour, we're going to wrap up a few things, maybe go a little bit deeper on how to get involved. And then I think this may be something you'll like. All right, stay tuned. WRMN 1410, Dino's Night Out.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling. Boss. Work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 3 o'clock.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. Some Republican lawmakers are demanding accountability for the federal response to the New Orleans terror attack before President Biden leaves office. News Nation's Tom Dempsey reports from the White House.
Republican Senator Josh Hawley has sent a letter to Senator Rand Paul, the chair-elect of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, calling on him to bring in Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas and outgoing FBI Director Christopher Wray for public testimony before they leave office. Hawley says the two should give a full account of the attack and report any department failures.
Wyoming Senator John Barrazzio says the attack shows the need for Congress to quickly confirm nominees to President-elect Trump's national security team. The FBI is investigating Wednesday's Tesla Cybertruck explosion outside of the Trump Tower in Las Vegas for possible terror links. News Nation's Nick Smith reports.
The truck was rented using Turo, the same car rental app used in the New Orleans terror attack earlier in the morning. It arrived in Vegas just about an hour before the blast. Authorities know who rented the truck, but are holding off on giving out that name just yet. The FBI is investigating if the explosion was an act of terrorism, but say they've yet to find a link between the incidents in Vegas and Nolens.
The driver of the truck was killed in the explosion, and 7 other people suffered minor injuries. For more news and analysis, check out WRMN1410.com and continue listening to 1410 AM, the talk of the town. I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan, brought to you by Progressive. Kane County Hospital is welcoming the first babies of the new year at Northwestern Medical Center, Delnor Hospital. Daniel Sosa Jr. was born at 12:42 p.m., the first baby at that Northwestern Medical Center for 2025. And in Elgin, Advocate Sherman Hospital saw the birth of Forrest Jeremiah Mahoney at approximately 3:55 p.m. on New Year's Day. The Napier Settlement Museum has announced that its exhibit, Strong Back and Strong Mind, 150 years of the Naperville Fire Department, will be extended through April of 2025, celebrating the 150th anniversary of the Naperville Fire Department. Broadway star Courtney Reed, known for originating the role of Princess Jasmine on Disney's Aladdin on Broadway, returns to her roots in Elgin. She's set to perform with the Elgin Symphony Orchestra on Friday, January 10th at the Hemmons Cultural Center. Reed, a Larkin High School alum, first graced the Hemmons stage at the age of 6. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
If you're serious about sports betting, you need the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Hi, it's Gil Alexander. Most credit cards treat sportsbook and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when you put your own money on the card. G-Bank treats gaming transactions as purchases, so you're typically saving up to 3 to 5% on cash advance fees on gaming transactions right there. With G-Bank, you're also earning 1% cashback rewards on all eligible sportsbook and gaming transactions, while also earning 2% cashback rewards on all other eligible purchases. And for a limited time, you'll receive a $250 bonus after you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. Competitive interest rates, earning cashback rewards, and now a $250 account opening bonus. If you're serious about sports betting, you need the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. For more information, go to visa.com/GBank. That's vsit.com/gbank.
$1,000 in eligible purchases with 90 days of account opening. A $250 statement credit be applied to your account. Purchases do not include cash advances, balance transfers, foreign transaction fees, late fees, interest charges, credits, returns, or adjustments. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 23. Temperatures falling to around 20. Gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 10. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 20. Currently, it is 24 and partly cloudy. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
IBM will become the official global partner of UFC, the world's premier mixed martial arts organization. Together, IBM and UFC are pioneering a product to revolutionize analytics and information in live sports. This includes unique insights and advanced analysis of live bouts, fighter tendencies, projections of possible outcomes, and method of victory, all of which will be engineered to update in real-time on-screen data. This partnership marks a pivotal win, not only for UFC and IBM, but also for fans around the world who will experience the sport in a whole new way. Sponsored by IBM.
Shop smarter and greener with Remix Market. We specialize in high-quality, gently used furniture, home decor, and unique treasures, perfect for giving your space a fresh look without hurting your wallet or the planet. As part of the Junkluggers family, we're on a mission to keep items out of landfills by rehoming them to loving homes like yours. Whether you're decorating, downsizing, or hunting for that perfect one-of-a-kind piece, Remix Market is your sustainable shopping destination. Visit us online at remixmarket.com and start shopping sustainably today.
Want to know what the shepherds did after they visited the Christ child? Read the short novel, The Good Shepherds, Christmas combat story by Michael Tooman. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle editions. Check out Michael Tooman's webpage at Silink.net. That is PSYLINK.net. Papa Sierra Yankee, Lima India November Kilo. November Echo Tango.
Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out.
I'm sorry, I promised I wasn't going to keep playing the song, but you know what? My guy Michael Patty made that song for me, so I got to play it a little bit. I love it. And it makes Marky more jealous because he loves that song. But we're making one for everybody, Mark included. So anyhow, we are back to Dino's Night Out. This is WRMN 1410, right here AM on that dial. If you're listening to the app, you know how to reach us there. All you got to do is tell your little smart speaker, WRMN 1410. Miraculously will come on. And if your radio is on loud enough, we're already on that speaker. And you want to call in, folks, like I said, please do. It's 847-931-1410. If you're the bashful type, you just want to leave a text message, I'll read your message over here. Call us on the Image 360 text line, which is 505-926-1410. You guys are getting that trend of the 1410, huh? That's 1410. That's our radio station. All right, here we go. We are back with Joe, Joseph, and we got Ted over here, and we got Art. So
okay,
let's pick up where we left off. I think one of the things that we want to do, we want to talk about how can somebody get into this and be that IBO that we spoke of, independent business owner. So who wants to speak of that?
Okay, well,
Joe, go ahead.
Basically, it's a new year, so I'm sure a lot of people had a lot of financial goals that they want to accomplish this year. One of the great things about the Amway business is it doesn't cost anything to get started. Zero cost, you can get started, but you have to find somebody in the business that will mentor you and teach you.
Right now, it's zero cost.
Right now it's zero. Yeah, it's right now it's zero to get into the business. You'll get a website. You'll get your own website with all 450 products that we market in it. You'll get the mentoring. You'll have somebody that you need to find.
I'm going to interrupt you on that, which is probably the best tool. You don't want to call it a resource. You really don't even want to call it a tool. But you're talking the four pillars, that family style. You have somebody that you can call up. They would be called an upline. Is it still called that?
Yeah.
And you'll be able to reach out to that person and say, man, how do I do this? Or what do I do about this? Or how do I get that going? And you have people in the business. Ted, how long you've been in the business again?
I started in '74, so it's been just past 50.
Just past 50, and I know Joe's been in
long about the same time,
yeah,
a little
same
longer,
time, a little bit longer.
A little bit longer.
He's got a couple of years on you, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But this is something that, again, here you had, you were a teacher. Joe was with Motorola. What's bigger than Motorola back in those days?
It was a big company.
You're talking
back
military, police, fire.
Oh.
Motorola was the name. Schomburg. That's what kept Schomburg alive for years.
Yeah.
And you were able to establish an Amway business. Still kept that business till you made sure, I guess things were stable. But you're able to establish this own independent business through Amway with the support. So I just wanted to bring that up because I know you had Mr. DeVos with you, and
yes.
the general was behind you.
Oh,
Remember the general, good friend of ours, passed away.
Passed away. He was a truck driver.
A truck driver. That's why I bring him up. Here's a guy that, again, you're talking common people. You got guys like myself. I'm just a regular Joe, and I got into this, and I was doing pretty good there. And it's about how much time I wanted to spend. And because I am diversified in a lot of things, I still got my toe in the water, and I get a check there. So it works out pretty nice. And I think that's what we have to do today with this economy is have that extra income, so that we can get the things we want. I like nice things, so I work hard for them.
Right.
And nobody hands them to me.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Joe.
So we were talking about how you get started,
Yeah,
and I think
that's-
that's kind of interesting.
That's very
because,
important.
What happens is that everyone that is an IBO,
right?
They're able to become an IBO for free, and you have to be. It's through an invitation type of thing. So you get invited to go to a link that's part of your website. And when you get in the business, what's cool about it is that you are in business and there's no cost. So the Amway always wanted to make sure that anyone could be in business. It's a true entrepreneur spirit business. So if you want to be in business and you don't have $100,000 to pay a franchise fee and then you have to commit to a rent and employees and computer systems or shipping or whatever you have to do, this is a business for you because you can start with no money and you can literally have a website of your own. You could have a couple websites, one in Spanish, one in English, and people can actually buy products through your website, and all that volume gets tracked right to you.
Yeah.
So no other business in the world can you start something and just say, I just want to learn how to build it, and you learn it for free and learn about the products for free because of the education that's on the website that you can all get access to when you become an IBO. And you could start a business, and it doesn't matter. You could be in college. You could be 18 in college and start building a business there with your friends in college, and your friends' parents can buy the products. Yeah. And I think that's basically how.
And Ted spoke of that too. You're talking another country.
Right.
He's home sleeping and his business is growing.
Right.
And there he's getting a check and doesn't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
How amazing.
That is amazing.
And the person before was from Australia, I think, or something like that. And what better way to make money than tomorrow?
For those that listen, Derica called in while we were on the break, and I wanted to get her call, and she's heard of the Amway program out there as well. So we're going to talk with her. We're going to get her a number, get her someone to speak with, and maybe get some resources to her. But go ahead, guys.
In fact, Australia was the first country that Amway expanded to, besides Canada, of course, which is where always been part of our business, the Amway business. But the key is mentoring. You know, I for myself, I always wanted my own business. When I got married when I was 20, my wife was 19. I promised her everything. I said, honey, we're going to make a lot of money. We're going to be free, and we're going to do all this stuff. And she fell for it. We got married. And in December, started my first business. I was ambitious. Sold Christmas trees. I didn't know anything about selling Christmas trees, but we sold Christmas trees, and I remember one of the funniest things that happened is some woman wanted us to know if we could flock a tree for her. So I said, sure, we can do that. We bought a bunch of spray cans. That's when you put snow on a tree. And
So
we
that's
don't,
a flocking tree, huh?
That's flocking a tree.
Gotcha.
So then I put the tree on my Comet on the trunk and drove it to deliver it to her house. By the time I got there, all the wind blew all the flock off. So we learned that we didn't know much about the tree business. But the second business I got, I thought that was exciting. We made some money. We bought some rug cleaning equipment. I thought, well, we're going to get rich in the rug cleaning business. It was Regal Carpet Cleaning. We were going to get wealthy. I convinced a partner of mine, friend of mine, that sold Christmas trees with me, and that we were going to make it in this rug cleaning business. And we went to work free for a rug cleaning company just so we can learn. But we didn't understand the marketing part of it because they didn't care how we did. We just worked for nothing. That's all they weren't going to teach us all the ins and outs of the business. So that was our second business that didn't work, and basically because we didn't know what we were doing. And then we started a cosmetic business. So we started a men's cologne business called Ebono. I got 3 partners to invest in that. We invested money. We set up a corporation. We were going to get rich in this Ebono that from the House of Joseph Incorporated. And we put it in stores. Boy, we were going to make all this money. And in 6 months, we sold 6 bottles of men's cologne. And I can tell you what happened to that business. But when I seen this business and I seen that people were literally interested in helping me succeed, that was important. And that's one of the keys of the business. See, when you start your business, the person that is your mentor doesn't make a dime. There's zero money made when you start your business. The only way that person can become successful is to help you become successful. And that was what I learned. And the person that introduced me to the business was interested in helping me and did a lot of work for me and did all these things. And that's when I realized that this is a great business because it's them before you. When you get started, it's not you before them. It's them before you. You got to help them succeed for you to succeed. And that's what has developed to making one of the greatest businesses in the world. And my friend John Vaughn likes to call it the largest friendship network in the world because of this business, we have friends all over the world that we've met through the business and become good friends with. And through the years, how many people, I was at a conference just a while back in our organization, and there was a guy there that was a billionaire that's in International Connection. And he's been in the business for about 40 years. And he retired, and he was at the conference. Now, here's a guy with a lot of money. Yet, you know what? He wanted to start building his business again because of the friendships in the business. And the world works a lot better when you have a lot of friends. And he was at the conference, and I said, why would you get involved in this business? He says, I'm retired now. I've been in the business for 40 years. I want to start building it because the people in the business and what I learned from the business helped me become a billionaire because I learned certain attitudes, and I learned about attitude and goal setting and dreaming, and the business taught me everything I knew to build this multi-billion-dollar company. And he says, today I'm retired. Now I want to start building my network again because I want to be involved in the people. The people are what motivated him. So the people in the business, I think, make a big difference. I don't know if Art, Ted, or anybody.
Everything goes back to the 4 pillars, the way I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
And it seems like the mentoring, the idea that you're having a vision, the fact that you have faith in the program.
You learn things,
and the fact exactly, and you're working together, supporting. It's the old hand up.
Just to have hope for your future. I mean, so many people, they just need some hope,
Sure.
And this business offers them some hope.
Well, it's my wife and I, when we got in business, we were really excited together. We set goals together. I mean, we couldn't wallpaper together before we got in this business. But the business, because of our common goals and our dreams.
I don't think you could wallpaper now, Dad.
I can't. But the point is, what I wanted to make is we couldn't even do things in that area, but this business gave us an opportunity to dream big and work towards our goals. And so many people, you know, they don't have, I mean, this is a January. So many people are interested in doing something, changing their life, doing something different. I was talking to Ted earlier, and he had a great idea about goals because, you know, and you can set goals today, people losing weight or whatever. They say it lasts about 2 weeks, and by the end of January, it's over. Ted, are you still on the line? You were telling me about a little trick about keeping your goals in sight.
Yes, and it was just something that can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you're here.
Okay. It was something that I read in an article just a few days ago, and I thought it was really appropriate. And the gist of it is that you need to create a nudge word, N-U-D-G-E, nudge. And what that means is you're going to have a key word that you can say to yourself that remotivates you. It reminds you of what you were motivated originally 2 weeks ago to go out and do. And my second wife passed away 3.5 years ago, and she had 5 kids prior to. I never had children, and one of the children was born disabled with ectodermal dysplasia, and one of the challenges with that is that it has a whole bunch of other aspects that make it difficult to take care of oneself. My point is that now I'm responsible for taking care of. She's 48 years old, but she has to have someone help her all the time, and I'm grateful to do it. She's just a doll. She's an angel, and she reminds me so much of my wife, Bet. So for me, if I'm feeling myself lag in motivation or energy, I simply have used Bet or Jamie as my nudge word. That's what reminds me why I'm here. That's what reminds me why I wake up. That's what reminds me why I do what I sometimes do when it's uncomfortable, when I don't wanna, that type of thing. If you can create a nudge word that helps you get to your the motivation that's deep inside you already. You know, I was a coach. Motivation is supposed to be something that I should be able to do, right? But one of the things that Joe touched on just a few minutes ago about the learning that you get from this business because of the leadership and the training sessions and so forth, it taught me to be a different person. I never read books about self-help and things like that, and they had me read things like The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz, The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol, if I remember right. These books all changed my life, and I was able to use those books, changing my life, to change other people's lives. I'll give you a quick example. We used to have a product back in the 70s. I don't even know if we still have it, called Amway. It was a disinfectant like a Bactine or something like that, and it was just a little spray bottle. And one of the things that I learned from a previous coach that I'd worked with in Des Moines, swimming coach, he was working on trying to develop a liquid that you could apply to your legs that would make you slicker in the water, have less resistance, and be able to go faster. Those things are now illegal, but at that time, this was something he was interested in trying to develop. So that gave me an idea. I don't know if he ever developed it or not, but with a swimming team, just before you get ready to go to your district meet and or state meets, the boys all have a shave party, and you go down to the locker room.
Oh, lost them.
Yeah. Hello? Art, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Ted, are you there?
Looks like we lost Ted over here.
Oh, this is a good story. But
I know he's connected.
He'll come back on.
He'll
Okay.
come back on.
Technology today.
Yeah, we lost him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him, but it's got to be on his
It's
end.
a great story.
Because I'm showing us that we're connected right here.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Do you know the rest of the story, Joe? Finish it up for him.
Let Art.
No.
Ted will finish.
That'll finish. Yeah.
But what a great story. I mean, Ted's a great example of someone that he's just a phenomenal person,
coach,
and coach,
trainer,
and the stories and the motivation, and I mean, how many times I don't even know, in my world, I always had positive influences like people like Ted all over me. Wherever they were always there. And so many people grow up and they're in business or they do that. They never even have that positivity that they're teaching people, that you could be whatever you want to be and do whatever you want to do.
Well,
I mean, that it's just something that it's actually foreign to majority of the people. But it's there right in front of you. And that's one thing the Amway business always provided, is that mentorship, that someone can actually learn to be great, And I think that's the coolest thing. I mean, you could learn about anything, but if you can work on yourself, read books, listen to audios that could be life-changing, being able to change your mind, to be positive and to have goals, it's there for you. And that's the cool mentorship that people in the Amway business that I've always experienced, that they're always there for you to be better. And it's awesome.
And I'll be honest, I've experienced the same. The level of support, when you ask for it, you call for help.
Absolutely.
You don't just get one, you get 2, 3 different people. Because they all understand, they've been in those spots. They've been where maybe you went a little dry, or someone was going to get back to you, they didn't get back to you. What did I do wrong?
Right.
It's not always you did something wrong.
Right.
Maybe it's a different approach. And by having the level, John Vaughn,
right,
like you said before, the different things he's been through, and all, again, he's about relationships as well.
Oh, yeah.
And
John.
Great guy, John Vaughn. And yeah, and I had some tough questions, I remember, on different calls.
Right.
Boom, answered them up, 1, 2, 3. So
I saw the movie Mufasa yesterday.
Well, how was it?
And it was a great movie. And one of the lines I thought was the best line of the movie. I mean, there's all these different lines, but I don't know if it was Mufasa's dad or whatever, but he said, if you have one stick, the only thing you can do with that stick is make smoke. But if you have 2 sticks, you can make fire. And 3 and 4 and 5 and 10 and 100 sticks, you could really, really catch on, really do some things that are great. And in our business, so many people go through life alone. But when you just have one other person with you that's rooting you on,
makes a difference.
It could really make a difference.
Everybody needs a cheerleader. In fact, we have George. Everybody knows George Rollinson. He says, I've known Joe Ferlita for years. His reputation is impeccable, and his business success speaks for itself. And like WRMN 1410 AM radio, that success is built through community. And he says, kudos. And that's just it.
That's
one of the
right,
things we're doing as
exactly.
community broadcasters.
Right.
We've been professing. That's why Amway, I thought, was a good tie-in and a great opportunity to have you guys come on. But, if somebody wanted to get involved, give us a website, give us a phone number.
They can call you, Dino. They can call right here.
Call the office and
we could do that, and then we'll get you to the right people.
Yeah.
The phone number over here. So just give us a call. Call in on the hotline as well, the 847-931-1410. Here we go. It looks like we got our Ted back.
Oh, good. This is a great story, Ted. I'm so glad.
Ted, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So you stopped with the Ammedic and the spray that's no longer allowed.
Then you got mad at us and hung up.
Yeah.
No, it's the second time the call dropped for some reason. So I left you with we were talking about the Amway Ammedic spray.
Yes. And the shave day.
Party.
The shave party down in the shower rooms. Okay. Well, bear with me if I repeat part of it. But so anyway, they're all shaved now, and because it doesn't work, this whole concept of shaving the legs does not work unless you only do it once, because otherwise you become used to it and you lose all the effect. So that's why you wait until the district meet or the state meet. And so every time one of the kids would be ready for their event, they would come up to me. This is my boys' team now, because they were the ones that didn't know how to shave their legs. And they'd spin around in their Speedo as I sprayed their legs up and down. And everybody around the pool, all these other teams are watching. What in the heck's going on? And when I'd spray their legs, it hurt. They knew that things were working. Man, this stuff must be great, because it was disinfectant spray on their bloody legs. And so they got up there, they're all psyched up, and sure enough, when they hit the water, you literally don't feel your legs. And so they all hit the best times they'd ever had.
You told them that beforehand, Ted. You missed that part earlier on. You told them that this was going to help them break their record, right? You told them
yes,
that. You programmed that.
I told them that the spray was designed to lower their resistance in the water, to the water, and that it would make them go faster. It was a complete lie.
Hey, Ted,
We need just a short break, Ted, and then you continue the story.
This is the hard break at the bottom of the hour. Everybody, you're listening to WRMN 1410. We got some great conversation going on about the business called Amway. I know you've heard of it before. So stay tuned. Ted and Art are on the line. They're going to join us as soon as we come back from these messages. WRMN 1410.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Progressive. January is Human Trafficking Prevention Month, and the Elgin Police Department is intensifying efforts to combat trafficking crimes. Throughout January, public education and awareness initiatives will spotlight the coercion and exploitation inherent in human trafficking, which can involve both labor and commercial sex acts. Contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. Mask mandates are back at Elgin hospitals due to a spike in winter illnesses, including influenza, RSV, norovirus, and COVID-19. Ascension St. Joseph and Advocate Sherman Hospitals putting out word that they will now mandate all visitors don medical-grade masks upon their visit at these hospitals. Kane County Sheriff's Office announcing that car burglary incidents have seen a significant drop in 2024, with local law enforcement reporting 45 cases. That's down from 67 the previous year. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Credan.
If you're serious about sports betting, you need the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Hi, it's Gil Alexander. Most credit cards treat sportsbook and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when you put your own money on the card. G-Bank treats gaming transactions as purchases, so you're typically saving up to 3 to 5% on cash advance fees on gaming transactions right there. With G-Bank, you're also earning 1% cashback rewards on all eligible sportsbook and gaming transactions, while also earning 2% cashback rewards on all other eligible purchases. And for a limited time, you'll receive a $250 bonus after you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. Competitive interest rates, earning cashback rewards, and now a $250 account opening bonus. If you're serious about sports betting, you need the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. For more information, go to vcent.com/gbank. That's vcent.com/gbank.
Spend $1,000 in eligible purchases within 90 days of account opening. A $250 savings credit be applied to your account. Purchases do not include cash advances, balance transfers, foreign transaction fees, late fees, interest charges, credits, returns, or adjustments. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400 now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 23, temperatures falling to around 20, gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 7. it feels like -8. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 20. Currently, it is 23 degrees and mainly clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Ah, the holidays. A time to come together and reflect on what truly matters.
The KFC Festive Feast for $25.99.
Feel the joy
Of 6 original recipe tenders and 6 pieces of hand-breaded chicken.
family and friends celebrating.
2 large sides and 3 sauces.
The warmth of
11 herbs and spices.
love. I was going to say love.
And KFC.
Okay, the KFC Festive Feast. Order ahead on the app and feast for just $25.99. Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tip, and fees extra. Online ordering available at participating locations.
Hey, and we're back. Dino's Night Out, WRMN 1410. We got some great guests in the studio. We got Joe and Joseph from Amway. We also have on the phone line with us today Ted Ostrom and Art Hunsinger. And they're going to tell a little bit more. Ted has to finally finish that story if he'll quit hanging up on us. So we're going to ask Ted to pick up right where you left off, and let's get that story finished. You got everybody here waiting. They waited through the break. So go ahead, Ted. Let's hear the rest of that story, please.
Thank you. So the kids went and hit the water, and they got the best times and so forth. Well, the other coaches could see what was going on with me spraying them as they were spinning around. And so a couple of the other coaches from the other teams lodged a formal complaint. And what happened was I showed the judges the Amedic spray bottle. I took off the red paper that I had around, the construction paper that I had around it with the SPUC on it, and it said Amway Amedic. I said, it's just disinfectant. All I was trying to do is making sure that my kids, didn't get their legs infected because they don't know how to shave their legs. And so they had to drop the challenges. But my point is the belief. I had learned from these books how to harness the power of belief for myself and then teach other people or trick other people, in the case of my swimming team, how to use the power of belief as well. And it goes back to visualization. You have to be able to visualize yourself where you want to be, not where you're at. Not everybody can do that without learning how to do that. I had a judo instructor in college at the University of Iowa. And he was a full head shorter than me, and he was much smaller than me. And yet, when he was trying to show me a throw, he literally would embed me up in the wrestling room where the mats are all over and everything, and on the walls as well. He would throw me into the wall where I literally felt like I was embedded in it. And I was just amazed. I asked him, how in the world can you do that? I know you've got great technique and everything else. He said, because I'm already picturing you embedded in the wall before I touch you. You're already there in my mind. I'm simply having to make it happen. And it happens because you're already there. Now, he said that with an Asian accent, and it took me a while to figure out exactly what he said. But when I did, it worked. And that's when I learned to use the power of visualization in setting and achieving goals.
Yeah. Well, you have to know where you're going if you want to get there, right?
Yep. And Amway was the one that was the instrument that taught me all of that, because you don't learn how to run a business in school. They don't teach you that. They barely teach you how to get a job.
Yeah.
Anymore, you're not even required to read, write, and do math, and you can still graduate. It's sad. And I'm a still qualified Illinois high school teacher. I just don't do it.
No.
I found something better.
That's it. You found a better way, absolutely. You visualized, saw it, and you grabbed it.
Ted is one of the best trainers.
And you just don't know who's going to be interested. I sponsored all these teachers at the school I was working at Stevenson High School, and the superintendent office, the superintendent of the district of schools was in, I don't know if it still is all these years later, but it was still in Stevenson High School. Well, word started getting around that I was in Amway, And the principal came up to me and said, "Hey, I heard you're going to make yourself a millionaire." And he just laughed in my face. And about a week later, I'm at my office at the pool, and it's after school hours, and I hear the door slam. And so I looked to see who came into the pool area, and it was the superintendent. And he'd never come into the pool area. And I thought, uh-oh, something's up. And he was very friendly, and he said, "Hi, Ted." He shot the breeze for a second, and he said, "I heard that you're going to make yourself a millionaire with something you're doing on the side." And I thought, oh, no, I am screwed. And I said, "Well, yes, I've got something going on the side because I'm just not making enough money as a coach." He said, "Would you mind showing it to me? I might be interested, too." I sponsored the superintendent.
Nice.
Wow, that's right.
You can't prejudge people. You don't know what's going on in their lives, and only they do.
No, absolutely.
That's right. That's right. Art, are you still there? You have any comments?
Yes, I am.
Or
Yeah, it's just enjoyable to listen to the stories that I do remember, and thinking back when you were talking about General, the name that came up, General Prince, and that was really his name, but I always used to use, too, what he used to say when he first looked at this business. He was a truck driver with a 10th grade education, and he looked at it, and he says, "I don't know that I could do this." And he says, "But I think I could find a couple that could." And sure enough, he found 3 legs, which put him at an emerald level in our business, which is very, very, very good, sizable income at that level. And so I always remember that. It doesn't matter the background of an individual. It doesn't matter the education of an individual. It matters, like I said, the last time I talked was, do you have a dream? And you want to get plugged into the system. And, that's if there's anything, that's the serendipity of the Amway business is the organizations that are available through the Amway business with the leadership like the John Vaughn and the Joe Ferlita and the Ted Ostrom and a lot of the Joseph, which is second generation. How you like that? Somebody that goes into the business with his family and becomes successful in his own right. And he is my sponsor now. So it's an exciting business. And, I got involved. I've been involved since 1980. So add it up. And it's the best move I ever made. So
that's great. One of the newest, talking about education, one of the newest diamonds at that level, you're talking $500,000 a year. The guy had a 4th grade education, and his wife was cleaning houses. And today they've built a gigantic business and are doing very well. So education doesn't matter. We have doctors in our business. David Humphrey was a doctor, retired from practice. He had 10,000 patients, and he gave it all up because he was making a lot more money than what we're sharing with you today. So, and he heads up a big organization. We meet once a year in Denver, Colorado, with his organization. Jody,
I think that something that's important to understand is that timing is everything. And both for the individual that you're talking to and for yourself and for the people of this country at large. We have spent 4 years, you were talking about no hope. We've had 4 years of this country feeling like there's no hope and believing that there's no hope. I think that starting January 20th, hope returns. And with that comes momentum, a momentum of energy and excitement that people are going to be looking for something. I read an article a couple of weeks ago that people are looking for something on the side more than at any time in over 14 years.
That's right.
I won't get into all the reasons why, but that's important. And momentum is, I love body surfing. I don't use a board. I use my body as the board. And if you know how to do it really well, you can beat yourself every time. But I'm out there I'm out there waiting for a wave with all these other people that are out there treading water, and they try to catch the wrong wave. They don't know. And so what you do is, I used to play water polo. Anything aquatics, I was there. And you can high tread, it's called. But what you're doing, you're treading water, but you're doing it so quickly that you're literally rising up above the water, and you can see further. And what most people don't know is that generally every seventh wave is the big one. But if you take the fourth one because it looks good, or if you take the sixth one because it looks good, or you're getting tired or bored, and you didn't wait for the seventh wave, you aren't going to beat yourself. The momentum is in the seventh wave. And gentlemen, I think we are looking at a seventh wave that's going to start this month for this country.
Absolutely.
And this is a tool that people can take advantage of if they want to use Amway as that tool for themselves.
Right.
Excellent.
Beat yourself.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, if you want to be successful in life, you hang around people that are going places. And
Amen.
what better group, I think, than the people in our organization that are going places. And you guys are welcome to join us.
You know, we spoke about a lot of things. Who could join Amway? Anybody. Any common person. You talk about, again, General Prince, and that was his name, and he was a prince among men. He was just a true gentleman. Truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
There's police officers that are in this. There's firefighters that are in this. Doctors, chemists, engineers, the rocket scientist. I mean, the guy that worked on the Rolls-Royce motors. That was Mr. Vaughn as well, wasn't it?
No, that was somebody in his organization.
Yeah,
David
okay.
Works for Rolls-Royce.
Guy works
engineer.
for Rolls-Royce, an engineer for Rolls-Royce.
Well, yeah.
And he's in this business, and he's making money at it.
Yeah.
And more importantly, making good, solid foundation of friendships and relationships that last, you know, even though this business goes to your family, so does that relationship. The friend relationships that you foster through this is just, I mean, you can't speak enough about it.
You can't.
You just really can't. They're just, everyone's kind because everybody wants to do well for each other and for you. It's not just it helps them. Sometimes they're not even related in your upline, downline, whatever you want to call it. They're just there to help you, to give you that support. Right. And I think that's that walk away, you know, good feeling that you get from Amway. And there's not many businesses that can do that. And how many years, you know, this Amway has been around here? You know,
since over 60 years.
Yeah, over 60 years. Yeah. And it's still here.
And and I think it's cool is that there's people that are been in the business 60 years and 20 years and 10 years and 5 years. And it's a great future for anybody that's young and ready to do something and want to build something for the rest of their life. This is the thing to do because you could have it literally for the rest of your life.
And both of you, I know, have been asked to speak at different conferences, different conventions, whatever, gatherings. Call them what you want to call them. But you don't have to be a professional speaker
not at all.
To stand up in front of your friends. Is that right?
Is that right?
You know, if you got your group that's supporting you and they know you, but maybe you got like Ted was talking about the goals and that nudge word, which is really important, you know, that you're sharing that with other people. Other people don't do that. You know, they go and they set up their goals just like the resolutions. By the 15th, 16th, like Joe was saying, all right, let's go on to the next one that I'm not going to keep. But this is something that you could stand up and talk. Look at me here. This is not what I wanted to do, being on, you know, doing a radio show here. But I filled in. I'm enjoying it. Oh, yeah. But I'm here talking with my friends. Yeah. And these are the guys right next to me, to my left, that have supported me. And indirectly, Ted and Art, we've been in the same group for some time. We've helped each other through all types of different things.
I think that one thing that makes people successful in our business is when they talk from their heart and they're honest.
Yes.
And if you always are honest and you talk from your heart, you don't need one note.
No.
Nothing. And I think that's what's cool because everything is true. And if you live your life, if you take one thing away from this whole conversation, is be true, and you'll always feel good about your life.
Yeah.
Amen. Except Joe, when you're 84, you need to write something.
Okay.
And Joe just had a birthday. He gave his hand away. But does he look 84, folks? Look at this guy.
No, that's a lifetime of Neutralite vitamins.
Is that what it is?
And positive attitude.
Positive attitude.
And
Right.
positive friends.
Absolutely.
When you're around people and you laugh every day, it keeps you.
That's right.
And you like what you do, you're not working.
You're just
not working. You're
I'm
happy.
not. I'm having a ball right now.
That's
I'm not
right.
working. This ain't work.
You
It's a
love
shame.
what you do, you're not working.
Never ever do you.
Right.
That's right.
That's
Make your vocation your vacation.
Yeah. Good
Hey,
one.
right on.
Oh, we got all the metaphors. There we go.
Yeah.
Come on, Ted. You got to have one for us here.
Well, you guys were just talking about the longevity of the business and of being around since 60 plus years, and there are reasons for that. I mean, solid business reasons. Look at Procter and Gamble. Look at Gillette. Look at Wrigley's gum. Those companies were founded back in the late 1800s, early 1800s. Gillette was 1901, if I remember right. But they all still, to this day, create billions of dollars worth of business volume every year. I mean, if you've ever been on Lake Geneva and done that lake tour, and you look at that Wrigley's mansion, and he built that with 5 cents a pack gum, and they're still doing billions of dollars a year, Wrigley's.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it's consumable. It's disposable. Procter & Gamble, their best products are Tide and Pampers. One's consumable. One's very disposable. And you realize, you use a Gillette throwaway razor. You throw it away. And you chew up the gum. Well, the same thing with our products. That's why our company has been around so long and will continue to be around for as long as those other companies have. It's the same concept. We just use multi-level marketing instead of a store.
That's right. And then every product we have is a 180-day guarantee. It's 6 months. 6-month guarantee on everything we have. It's unbelievable. And you know what? I've never had any returns in all these years. Maybe one or two. I don't know.
That's all.
Hey, Art, we're getting close to the top of the hour. Let's hear a little something from you, and then we're going to ask Ted for some closing comments, and then we'll have Joe and Joseph say a few things. So what do you want to add to what we've been talking about today?
Well, all I can say is there's been a lot said, and there's even more said in the unsaid. So I would say, if you're listening to this radio program today and there's anything that sparks a little bit of interest, don't sit on it. Take advantage of it. You're going to meet some great people. You're going to learn about building a business if you don't know how to do that. And you're also going to come across some of the greatest products that you've ever used. That when I started using them, my wife started using them, friends and family that have been a part of our business for years started using them. They're their favorite products even today. So the longevity is here. The friendship is here. The fun is here. And definitely, if you look into it, the dollars are here. All you got to do is do something. And it's been a pleasure being a part of the radio program. And hope to hear from you soon.
Well, we thank you for being a part of it, Art. Thank you. Go ahead, Ted. We're going to put it to you now.
I think it's important that people diversify their income, whether they believe that or not. And the reason for that is if you've only got one or two incomes coming in and something happens to it, you're up a creek or up a tree, you're going down the river, whatever, you are going to have a problem. If you have enough incomes, and Amway has many incomes in and of itself, but if you have more than one income, you don't get quite so shook when something happens to one of them. So it's important to look for something, and if not this, at least look for something, because frankly, what are your alternatives? If you've got a job, I used to call that the 45-year rut plan. I mean, you don't have a 1-year plan or a 5-year plan for your business. You have a 45-year plan for your job. You start work at age 20, you work until age 65, 45 years. And then you retire and you live on 1/3 of, as a pension, about 1/3 of what you used to not be able to live on.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense to me. And so I wanted to have as many incomes. That's why I started other businesses. I started an advertising company. I started a medical service. There's no point getting into it. The point is I started other businesses to create other forms of income. And it's important that people do that for their own financial and family security. So try to find something, and don't rely on a job where somebody else tells you how much you're worth. You are worth more if you think you are.
Excellent.
Amen.
Excellent. Go ahead, Joseph.
Well, I'm just going to say that those of you that are listening or watching the YouTube, you are welcome to join us. I think the best way to do it is to call the number at the station, and maybe they can connect you with us.
You can use my number.
Yeah.
Put your number out there. Go ahead.
What's your number?
It doesn't matter what number they call you. The station number, they know.
Yeah.
It's 847-741-7700.
Okay.
But let's give them Art's. Anybody's.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who.
Yeah.
Art, what number you want them to call you at?
I'm sorry?
What number would you like people to call you at?
You can call me at 630-306-1000.
Okay.
All right. And I'll give you mine, 847-809-5636. You can call or text.
There you are. There's our numbers. Joe, you're the guy that started all this stuff.
My number?
You're the one. Go ahead.
847-962-5991.
Beautiful.
And I want to thank you, Dino, for giving us this opportunity to share.
I appreciate you guys coming on today.
If you have any interest, low cost, zero, low overhead, no employees, you can learn how to build your own company right at home. And you can work from your home, and we do Zoom calls, we do personal meetings, we do group meetings.
Every Sunday night, Joe's a part of, with his group, which I'm a part of. He does a little workshop. He does call it a check-in. You can call it what you want to call it. But what it does is it gives everybody an opportunity to bring what's happened for the week, whether it was a troubled person or getting trouble trying to explain something or not knowing the right way to approach something or just not being able to work on the website the right way, get something shipped over the right way. You got less than, at any given time, 20 people on that conference call on a Sunday night.
That's right.
Sunday night, people want to take the time out of their evening to all get together and share what they've done for the week. Where do you get that?
Yeah. And no matter what, doesn't matter what part of life you are in. If you're, like I said, if you're 18 or 120, you could build your business. The older you are, the more kids and grandkids you have. And they could all be part of a one family business. And it doesn't matter when you could start at any time in your life. It doesn't matter if you're retired. Doesn't matter if you're 100. You could build your business and you'll have a team to help you do it.
And the business stays in the family.
Right. Our kids are
Joseph is all excited because Joe has really built a business.
Yeah.
So no, I'm only joking, but sincerely, that business gets passed on to the family.
My sisters,
and it stays together.
My wife Laura, my sister Laura and David, my sister Lisa and Tony and Brianna, and my nieces, and they're all part of it, and it's a lot of fun. We're going to be, when we go on vacations, we talk about it. When we have family dinners, we talk about it. We talk about all the cool products, and it gives you something that you could do together, and not many people have that.
And one of the things, exactly, I was just going to chime in on, Joe said that he couldn't even hang wallpaper with his wife, and he's got a saint for a wife.
She is. She's wonderful.
She is
My wife, Mimi,
wonderful woman.
A real motivator and very spiritual individual.
Yeah,
and,
I love her to pieces.
And,
I'm happy to be a part of the group and the family. They welcome me in. But this is something why I'm bringing that up. You could do this with your significant other. If you're not married, you got a girlfriend.
Exactly.
It's better when you're paired up, and it's better when you act as a team because you're on the same goals, you're on the same wavelength, and then you could build this. What's better than building something together for your family than doing it with your wife, your significant other, however it is, and it's rewarding. So I think, folks, you've got all the phone numbers. You've got some good information. You'll be able to go to the YouTube Live, and you can see the show again. We're going to make this a little piece here so that Joe has it, but we're at the top of the hour.
All right.
Thanks
We've
a lot.
had a great
Thanks,
show.
Dino.
Everybody, thank you very much for being
Thank
on
you,
this.
Ted, Art. We'll see you Sunday, Ted. Ted will be presenting the marketing plan on Our Business Works on Sunday.
Sounds good.
So
you
if
guys
you're
want to be a
interested,
part of this?
We can send it out.
Give us a call. You've been listening to WRMN 1410. Definitely the voice of the valley and the talk of the town.
All right.
So tune in again. We'll be here next Friday from 2 to 4. Dino's Night Out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And thank you, the wonderful guests in studio, as well as our online callers as well. Have a great day, everybody.